welcome back to the Liverpool Girlies podcast, a place where we welcome anyone who loves to obsess over Liverpool FC and wants to talk about everything from Mac's last-minute winning goal to Ibu cartwheeling on the pitch. My name is Molly Ann, and I'm here with Annika and Stephanie. We are three friends who share a love of Liverpool and dream of one day having a cup of coffee at the AXA Training Center coffee bar. All right, y'all. Only one match this week. It was great, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
We'll get into it, but how's everyone feeling today?
We got 3 points. That's really a year from now when we're looking back at the season, all we're going to see is 1-0 against Forest, and we got 3 points in a game that was incredibly important for us to get 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah, especially Chelsea drawing this week. I was like, we have to capitalize on this moment. And I'm glad we did. So, yeah. Annika, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. It was strange to have a full 7 days without a Liverpool match. It felt weirdly distant from them.
Yeah.
Was it 8, really?
Yeah, because it was last Saturday.
Yeah. So we need some more matches. So I'm grateful at least this week. I think it's next Saturday that we have a game. So
yeah.
Same calendar week, which I need. But yeah, otherwise, doing good.
Well, before we talk about Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest, we have some great off-the-pitch moments this week. We saw another inside training behind-the-scenes video, which, if you listen, you know we love those. Some great coffee bar content, just some good energy and kind of personality from Cheese during the video. But did y'all get a chance to watch and kind of have any standout moments?
Yeah, I watched most of it. The vibes at the AXA were peak this week. Everyone was smiling. There were a handful of guys at the coffee bar welcoming Ryan come in. There was the playlist at the training center is so good. Whoever is choosing those songs. And if you listeners do not know, Annika we hear the different songs that we hear at the training center, and she has been building a playlist to go off of the songs that we hear at the training center, and we'll put that in our bio, so keep an eye out for that, because it's just such a good mood, so much fun. Again, these slot out people saying that there's so much drama between the players and slot, that is not happening. He walked into the dining area, he went and said hello to all these players. Even Mac had this biggest smile on his face, greeting Arne, dabbing him up and high-fiving him, and just everyone was so excited to see him come in. And that was just guys, all of this drama is made up. Please just watch how they all interact with each other, because these boys are not good actors. They would not put on a face for that. So it was just so comforting to see. I did watch that after the match. So it was a little bit tainted, but overall, I just love these guys so much. And again, I'm so grateful that we get kind of a little peek into what that life is like for them.
Yeah, it is so fun. And I do listen to the songs and the last couple of weeks, I will say though, I've had a hard time placing what songs are playing. So if you ever notice and want to help me out, I do appreciate that, because Shazam doesn't always work with all the extra noises going on in the access. So yeah, I need to get some updated songs on that list for the playlist. I will say my Liverpool playlist has a lot of Taylor Swift, a lot of Harry Styles. It's things that make me feel connected to LFC, which are a little bit pop girly vibes. So mixed in with some AXA songs, it's a fun time. It's a great time.
Did you notice anything, Molly-Ann?
I just thought it was really great. Energy. I love when we get to see them hanging out at the coffee bar. And so I think it was Curtis this time and Sobo, and I can't remember who else, probably Kirkez. So I just love those moments. I didn't have one big standout from this one, but I always appreciate when we get to just see a little bit behind the scenes of what they're doing at the training center, and just how they interact with each other, I think is really
It's so
sweet.
funny to see Virgil, like, he went up to Flo and was, like, grabbing the back of his neck, and then he went over, and then he, like, reached for Robbo, and Robbo screams and is like, do not pet me! Stop petting me! He keeps petting me! It's just...
I do feel
Great.
like Virgil walks around and like physically with the guys, he is like a mother cat and he's like picking them up like they're his kittens. Like I see him do that with everyone where I'm like, these are just your little like baby dolls and you're playing with them.
That is a very accurate depiction of them
Yeah.
at the training center.
They did like a social media clip asking the different guys like which player on the team would be in this Winter Olympic sport.
Oh, fun.
And there was one, was it luge or like downhill? Like, so, I can't remember. And Virgil was just like, it's frimpong. The guy's tiny. Like, he's light as a feather. He could go so far.
No, I think
think
it was
back to,
figure
like, all
skating or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Like, think about all the times, like, we see Virgil or somebody, like, picking up frimpong. So, yeah. Just our own little litter of cats.
Remy is the team's emotional support plushie. Like, that, he's the stuffy. He just brings everyone joy, and everyone just gets to pick him up and squeeze him and throw him around. So, it works.
Yeah.
I
And
do
he
think
likes it.
new goal is to get a litter of cats named after LFC players. Like,
Yes, we can
I
make
think that should happen. Yeah. I don't have a connection, but I'm going to find one.
Yeah, we can do that.
If I ever end up getting a dog, his or her name will be Becker. I've already decided.
So cute.
Mm-hmm. It's just a good dog name.
I love it. Also this week, I don't know if y'all saw, Milos Kerkez had an incredible post. He posted a black and white picture of him and Dominik Szoboszlai walking into Anfield together. That's the first image. Swipe, second image, a black and white picture of Batman and Robin.
I love Kirkas so much because
Yes, thank you.
like his commitment to being like sidekick energy is perfection as a person who I think I'm committed to sidekick energy. Like I love that. It's so good.
This is incredible. Yeah. This is what the hard thing about the three of us sharing an Instagram account, because a lot of our Liverpool girlies account is like all Liverpool stuff. My personal account doesn't get all the Liverpool stuff because I see it all in the other one. But if one of us sees something, it's not going to pop up again.
It's gone.
So I end up missing things. I have to get my algorithm back onto Liverpool things on my personal one.
Yeah. But yeah, go back and look at it. It's so it's so good. And I just love his commitment to Szoboszlai. He's like, I love this man. Like, that is my Batman.
We put our trust in Szoboszlai. He's like, that is our Batman. Okay. And it's back to the superhero imagery and connection, which we've been talking about, of like bringing the Avengers Assemble. I mean, we're Marvel girlies, not DC girlies. Like, let's be clear here. But I appreciate a little Batman and Robin timeless.
Yes, I
timeless
agree.
reference.
100%. 100%, yes.
I agree. And then also this week was the start of Ramadan, and we got to see, I saw Hugo Ekitike's interview talking about the holiday and like how he observes Ramadan and what it means to him. I had never seen Liverpool post like an interview like that celebrating Ramadan, and so I just thought that was really cool. I'd never seen another Premier League team. I don't know if that's something that is common or not. So I really loved seeing that interview. And then I don't know if y'all have seen the stats talking about when Mo first came to Liverpool, there was a study done, and the like reduction in hate crimes to the Islamic community was reduced like 16 to 18%. And then Islamophobic, like phobia related, like comments or posts on the internet from Liverpool supporters was reduced by 50% just by having Mo on the team. And obviously we know like Mo's time at Liverpool is, will come to an end over the next couple of years, but his influence has been so important, I think, on the pitch, obviously, but also off the pitch when we think about moments like this. And so I loved that they gave Hugo the ability to share his religion and what that means to him, but also to be intentional about keeping that prevalent in the public eye and within the Liverpool supporter fan base. So when Mo, one day isn't on the team, we don't lose sight of the fact that like there are people in the world that are Muslim and Islamic, but two, like we have players that, I have that faith. And so I loved getting to see that representation in that moment and just getting to hear Hugo share a little bit more. So I don't know if y'all got to see that, but I thought it was really special.
I had watched it and I thought it was great to like hear from Hugo, and just one of my thoughts I had is I was like, it must be so fun for the community management side of things to have a player like Hugo who is so comfortable talking and expressing himself and sharing of himself, because you get to have moments like that are really special and connected. And people are not obligated to open up about their religion, especially connected to their work, but his willingness to do that is really cool to be able to see like additional representation. And also for like, I'm sure a lot of the LFC supporters out there who see themselves in different players. So it is really cool and exciting time.
Ibu also posted something about Ramadan, and I did not know for a very long time that Ibu was Muslim until really this last year did he start putting it on a social media. So it was really interesting to see his post of all the different places that he's been and just him celebrating Ramadan and just how he observes all that. I mean, Mo has been very like open about that, but I had no idea about Ibu. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Liverpool as a club is when we've seen Mo get player of the match, and when we've seen Hugo get player of the match, normally player of the match is sponsored by Carlsberg. And when either one of them they get player of the match, they don't have the Carlsberg logo on that post. They take it off and it just says player of the match. So that's just, and I don't know if Ibu has gotten player of the match really since we've started watching. So I'm sure they would do that for him as well. But the fact that they take religion into consideration in something like that, I think is really, really special. And it just creates a very open and inclusive environment. And that is just part of why this club is so incredibly special. Okay, are we ready for this week's trivia question?
Hit us.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, because Alexis Mac Allister was so incredible today, I wanted to do something themed off of Alexis. And now the crazy thing is we have seen every single one of Mac's games, because when he became a Liverpool player is when we became Liverpool supporters. So he's also in season 3 just like us. So I wanted to do a question specifically about Mac. Do y'all remember in what match did Mac get his first goal for Liverpool?
I mean, I don't remember. Let me see if I can even guess. Was the question first Premier League goal or just goal period for the club?
Just goal period, but it was Premier League.
Okay.
I'm like, I have no idea.
Like, this is going to be a complete and utter guess. I will say, let me think, make sure it's a team that was in the Premier League 3 seasons ago.
They are currently in the Premier League, and they were in the Premier League then, obviously. It's not like a top team. It's like a middle of the pack team, really.
Okay. I think I have
right now.
Okay. Then I think I have a guess I'm going to go with.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is going to reveal that I don't know what's happening on the table then. You go, Mullian.
I'm going to say Fulham.
Oh, that's a good guess. I was going to say Brighton.
It was against Fulham. December 3rd. This is the first time one of us has gotten it correct. A trivia question.
Incredible.
So, dun, 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 dun. Mullian,
okay, what month did you say?
It's December 3rd, 2023.
December.
It was a 30-yard worldie. I remember watching this. He was outside of the box, and especially that season when you saw this posture from Alexis Mac Allister where he like looks at the goal and he like takes a couple steps, and just the posture of his shoulders, the way he sticks his head down and just slams the ball back into the back of the net. Like, you just knew that he was going to score, and that was the first time that we saw that. We ended up winning that match 4-3. This was the second goal in like the 30th minute or something like that. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold ended up another worldie from him in the 88th minute. So another almost pretty much last minute winner. So Alexis Mac Allister scored his first goal for Liverpool at the Fulham match on December 3rd, 2023. This week's trivia question is brought to you by each and every therapist who has a client who is a Liverpool fan, because we need it.
All right. Well, it's finally time to reflect upon our game against Nottingham Forest. We had a Sunday. It was a 6 a.m. game for us, so a little bit early. What was your guys' viewing experience like? We actually did not watch this together.
No, we didn't. Mine was 5:55 a.m. My alarm goes off. I get my phone. One eye scroll to Peacock, put on the match. I lay in bed. Heated blanket, cozied up.
Yep. An original experience does not exist. My experience was identical to that. So I completely understand.
I decided, well, a lot of times for these early games, my anxiety is so high that my body ends up waking me up like 3 minutes before the game starts, or like right as the game is supposed to start. And so I just usually trust my body. If it's ready to wake up and watch some football, I will go ahead and do that. My body was not ready to wake up and watch some football, and I ended up waking up at 8 a.m. today going, oh, a day, I feel rested. And it took like 5 minutes to remember that there happened to be a Liverpool match. And my game, whenever, it's very rare that I don't get to watch a game, so it's always a fun game to figure out how do I find out the results of the match? Whether it be like if I open up social media, what my text messages are going to look like if someone's just going to tell me. So today I just saw a text message. I woke up to 84 missed text messages.
Oops, sorry.
The first one that do not apologize. It was great. The first one that I see is 3 words from Young, but 3 points. And I went, oh no, that's not good. That's not good.
Hey.
So I'm glad we won.
I have to say something really positive before we get into it. This was 3 points that it was brutal, but we did not see an injury, okay? And
we didn't see an injury, but there was one in warm-ups.
Oh, frick, you're right.
Yeah. Well,
okay, but
that was a tweak.
It was, yes, and it was a precautionary, why don't you just, not go out there? Okay, damn it. I thought for sure.
But no, Annika, right. You're right. We didn't see it.
We didn't see it, and I can't be watching injuries anymore. I'm done. So, yeah, I had the experience where I set my alarm, but I woke up at 5:30 thinking about the game and being like, oh, the game is going to come on soon. And I was trying to make the decision if I was going to fully just watch it in my bed or if I was going to set an environment for myself to watch it. I did opt to just watch it in bed, and there was no environment. There was no, it was just me in the game, which was actually just what I needed. A nice February morning. So yeah, I was definitely sleepy eyes. I was trying to kind of squeak the life into them to keep my eye on what was going on. But the first, well, how do I want to say this? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say just during the regular game, I was just pretty whoo, okay. I was freaking out a lot, trying to take a lot of deep breaths. Yeah.
I mean, I really think if you're Nottingham Forest, it has to, obviously, it feels like defeat because it was defeat, but I think it has to probably feel like extra defeat because they really should have.
They deserve to walk away with something.
Yeah. And it was one of those matches where, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's been us on the reverse a lot this season, where it's we should have been able to walk away with something, and we haven't had that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think since that first 5-game run. And so it was weird to be on this side of it and be like, wait, we got the 3 points? I mean, I'm glad.
Some good karma for us.
Yeah. But no, it was a hard
Nottingham Forest has been a thorn in our side. It was Arne's first loss last season, and the only one for a long time. So we've had a difficult time. The other 3 times that we have played them under Arne, we have not won. We have not been able to figure out how to beat them. And so I'm sure they knew going into today it was going to be difficult. And yes, they are not doing as well this season as they did last season. And it was their new head coach's, their new manager's first match. And so bummer for him that he lost, but like huge kudos for how well their team played.
I mean, I did have the struggle though, because I was like, honestly, to me, it didn't feel like I feel like there are games where we've struggled and I'm watching and I'm like, okay, well, they're playing really well. This was one where I was like, I think we're just shooting ourselves in the foot the whole time. And it was hard for me to even like, I honestly, I mean, I guess props to Liverpool. I didn't feel like I was watching a Nottingham Forest game. Like I felt like I was watching Liverpool, but I was just watching Liverpool struggle. And that was
watching
Liverpool
defend for their life.
Yeah. And like we have been really solid defensively, which it is fun to see, but I was stressed. I was so, and I just had like, I did not feel the hope that I normally feel, which was hard, but it was also nice when it got to the end because I was like, this is going to end 0-0. Like, there's no way. I will say that is something that's interesting. I knew that there was a possibility that they could score, but I didn't really feel like that was inevitable. I felt like we might just end this with no goal.
Yeah, I agree.
So we really just needed Diogo and Simi to be subbed in so they could do their magic corner kick again. Just seeing, like, when Liverpool was posting, like, oh, this is how Nottingham Forest was in the last game, or the last time we played them last year, whatever. Like, literally, the first frame of the video that they posted, I knew exactly which corner it was. Like, that was so powerful and incredible for Diogo and Simi to do that last year. And it was just, like, such a memorable goal for me. So I was really missing that.
Different players were bringing the energy. I mean, gotta shout out Curtis, okay? Gotta always mention Curtis.
Your boy.
My boy.
Last minute start.
Yeah, Curtis with the last minute start.
Yeah.
And I mean, what'd you think, Molly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely shows like how much influence Florian has on the pitch that we sometimes see and sometimes we don't see. I think we really missed him today. But I also wondered, having like that last minute change up, like, you know, I'm like, does that impact what they thought the game was going to look like? I don't know, right? Because like anybody can get subbed on at any point. So it's pretty fluid. But if they, you know, I wondered how much like that impacted what they thought was going to happen or their strategy going into the match.
Yeah, Curtis's strengths are very different from Flo's. So that changes things so much on the pitch. That's a really good point.
Yeah, so it just felt like it was really weird to watch a whole half of a game where really like we saw Ali for a whole half of a match. That's pretty rare. Yeah, it was just we missed Flo. It just was, and it just felt like it almost felt exciting in some way because there was just so much movement and running on the pitch.
It was fast. The ball was moving fast. They were running fast.
So I think in that, like, it wasn't where I wanted to see the speed or like, you know, but there was action the whole time.
I just was struggling to see the chemistry for most of the game. and you know, I think there's probably just going to be days like that. But
I do think that was probably like there have been moments where I'm like, oh, that was not a great performance. And I feel like in those moments we've kind of had like singular, like, oh, this happened and that's why it wasn't a good performance. This match, I don't feel like there was like a singular, like, oh, it was just like so many little things that it was like, oh man. I mean, other than our defense keeping a clean sheet, which is incredible.
Impressive.
There wasn't a ton of like, you know, great takeaways.
Yeah. Obviously Maka was out there with something to prove. So we love to see that. And also when Nottingham Forest had their free kick, And I think it bounced. I think Mac laying on the ground is what actually deflected the ball. So Mac really did have an all-around great match. He was there for the critical moments. And the highs and lows that I felt. First off, okay, well, actually, to jump back, the free kick that we had in the first half that Mo took, I wasn't expecting Mo to take it. I was expecting Sobo to take it. And I was struggling leaving the first half being like, Sobo should have taken it. Granted, I'm getting way too comfortable with the idea that Sobo scores on every free kick. So, like...
Which he's done it twice, and they've been incredible, but it's been twice, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I gotta let that idea go. Hugo took the header, didn't go in, and then Mac got it with his apparently arm.
Yeah.
Looked like his back to me.
There was one, they were showing us two different angles, and I will say those two angles, I was like, okay, I can see elbow. Then I felt like the very last angle they showed us as they were announcing the decision, I was like, hold on.
That's his back.
Rewind, because it's giving back. So,
but lucky
we took
for
away
us,
the 3 points so we don't have to live on it too long.
I know. Like, thank goodness I don't have to actually sit in that agony for too long, because he came back and he got it for us anyway. And then when they were like, well, we're checking to see if Virgil's onside, I was about to lose my mind. I was like, if this is overturned,
I'm done.
But it wasn't.
Yeah. I will say leading into, because that was like, we had not even, the game theoretically could have been over. We were in like stoppage time. But there was, and I can't remember, I think going into that, when it was a long throw from Gomez, but maybe whatever the play was right before that, I was kind of like, guys, like, let's just make sure we don't lose here. Like, let's take the draw. It just felt like this, like, we're going to start going for it. And then Gomez brings the ball in. Sobo gets it. There was something about Sobo's posturing, though, that I was like, oh, we're going to score. Like, we are going to score. And he wasn't even the goal scorer, but there was just something about his presence in that moment and how, because it went from him to Rio, like how like the setup into that was, that I was just like, oh, we're about to score here.
Sobo set it up in a position where his free kicks are phenomenal, and he was able to get it into the perfect place.
Yeah,
the perfect place.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Annika,
after a long throw from Joe, like
I know.
Okay, Gomez over there.
Can I speak my truth for a moment on the second half of the game? This is not controversial. I just have to make an admission that, it was 6:00 in the morning. I'm warm in my heated blanket. Second half rolls around. May or may not have fallen asleep for a moment.
Okay, I slept through the whole thing, so I understand.
So I woke up, I saw a million texts in our group chat, and see Joe Gomez is on, or maybe he had just come on, but I didn't know that. And I was panicked that Joe had scored a goal and I missed it. Because I was like trying to figure out what was happening. And I was like, and then I was like, what if this is when Joe scores? Like, this is not how I wanted it to happen. I didn't want to be laid in my bed at 6:00 in the morning. Like, I want to be at the pub with everybody. And I went on this whole spiral about what happens if Joe scores a goal during this match. So anyway,
when Joe scores a goal, that will be the time that we take shots at Josh. Like,
honestly.
But so in that I was like, Joe's here. The group chat's blowing up. I don't know what's going on. And I was just really concerned he had scored and I missed it.
I understand that there's not like a whole lot of positive from this match, but I want to point out the mentality of the players.
Yes.
Because in the first, especially in our window in the fall where it was not good, and we would concede early on in the match and then we couldn't get it together. I have to say, the fact that they locked in, they were able to keep the clean sheet, and they were able to score at last minute, they were able to stay confident, hold their posture, fight for it, is commendable. That is incredible. I understand that the rest of the match, they did not look great, and just like Young was saying in our group chat, like, Yeah, they're forgetting to like pass the ball and like keep the
yeah,
ball
to
and
each
there's
other.
just so many. Yes,
They passed
Um,
it.
Yeah, to the other team.
yeah, So they're just like fundamentals that were missing. So the fact that they were able to get out of their heads and stay
Yeah.
really focused and keep the clean sheet and actually end up winning the game is incredible, because that alone takes so much effort and so much discipline.
Yeah.
A season like consists of games where you take the points and it wasn't pretty and it wasn't the thing that we're going to look back on and be like, that was incredible football. Like, that was just them grinding out.
And who did Arsenal just draw against? Leeds? Is that who they drew with?
Well, Wolves?
Oh yeah, it was the Wolves. Yes. Like they are
happens.
also having those. Like, they're
Yeah.
human beings. It happens. Like, it is the ebbs and the flows of the Premier League. It's the ebbs and flows of Liverpool right now.
It's also, right, it's just like the spin you can put on any moment. Where like last season, we would have come out like this and been like, well, that's what champions do. We didn't play well and we find a way to win, right? We just have had a harder season. And so the narrative gets spun a different way. But I think you're so right, Steph. I think the mindset is totally different. And I mean, Mac is someone especially that we, through like kind of little bits and pieces, have gathered that he's had a really hard transition out of last season over the summer into, through this season. And I don't think the beginning of this season, end of last year and like calendar year sense, he is the player that is dialed in those last minute moments and finds the ways to insert himself to make a goal happen, so
yeah, that's true.
I think it's a great observation of just like some of, the mental growth or kind of whatever they've been dealing with in their personal lives. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of the other side of that.
Yeah.
It just, the first goal, I was like, wow, it's going to work out for us. Like, it's taken away. Second goal, I was like, we're the team it works out for. VAR, and then it comes through. So I'm like, I know we didn't play great, but we got 3 points. Like, I'm vibing. Like, we walk out with the win. You can't tell me anything.
Yeah, it did feel inevitable, and it's great. It's like, we'll take it. Let's go back home.
Yeah.
And
maybe it was like the 6 a.m., like my brain's still waking up. Then I was like, okay.
Yeah. I was ready to go back to bed. That was really my main emotion, as I was like, I need to go back to bed after that, I actually think.
Yeah.
But here we were.
Well, all right. Well, no midweek match again. I'm glad for our players. They need the rest, obviously, because we keep seeing, the injuries happen. But I'm sad.
The week is
We've gotta
long
wait.
without them.
I know, it is.
It sometimes does them a disservice for too much rest.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we saw that last year. Like, if we had a whole week in between, like, we'd come back and it wouldn't be very good. So
be like,
Okay. So we play West Ham at Anfield next weekend. Kind of, what are your thoughts?
Rupert. That's all.
It's fair.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to see. I'm hoping
What
Flo
time
is
is
back,
that game?
obviously.
7 a.m. our time. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I think game at Anfield, West Ham, no games are easy. No games are a guaranteed win, but, feels like one that we should be able to come in and, again, walk out with 3 points.
Hopeful for 3.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're on points tied with Chelsea and Man United. Technically still 6 because of the goal differential, but, would love to be able to take this as a match where maybe we make that jump back into those Champions League.
And Man United has a game at hand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait, meaning they were a game behind? Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping the next couple this week and then the next couple are opportunities for us to go and not leave any points behind and just grind it out,
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm like, it's time to lock in.
Yeah, I mean, we talked last week,
in.
it's like this, but I do, it's about, we still have a lot of games left to play. Like, March, April, we go into May, potentially Champions League, through the start of June. So it feels like we're peaking at the right time.
I agree. But yeah, I'd love to see Flo back on the pitch. Thank you.
Same.
Yeah. All right. Should we do our players of the week? Marianne, do you want to start us off?
I would love to. My player of the week, we've already talked about him a lot, is Alexis Mac Allister. How could it not be? He scored 2 incredible goals. 1 counted. But like we mentioned, I just think kind of the mentality he was able to show up with, his presence on the pitch, just I think speaks a lot about how he's doing right now. And I'm really glad to see that and see him being so impactful. I don't know if y'all saw his partner's Instagram story after the match, but she was at home with their baby and they were watching the game, and when Max scored, like they're celebrating, she's like telling their little girl. It was just really sweet to get to see that. And I love when we get to see those sides of Mac, because sometimes to me he feels like really stoic. And so just to get to see like the warm fuzzy side is so fun. And then seeing Ibu do like aerial cartwheels over to Mac to celebrate was really sweet. And I think, just shows like another layer of what those moments mean to different players. And I feel like we've seen a lot of Ibu's and Mac's relationship kind of on display this season. And so I love seeing them celebrate together. Incredible work from Mac to make sure we didn't come out with a draw, because I think today it would feel like a draw. It would have felt like extra defeat, and not because we earned the win necessarily, but just because we didn't play well, and it would have just kind of put salt in the wound. So it's nice to be able to say, hey, we didn't do our best, but we still made it happen. So thanks to Mac for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephanie, who'd you pick?
Before I reveal my player of the week, I would like to say a shout out to the Liverpool social media team, because in one of their post-match announcements of like, hey, look, we won, they did put a picture up of Alexis Mac Allister and Federica Chiesa together celebrating, and it is mac and cheese.
They know.
So they know that was specifically for us. So that did go up on our Instagram stories, and I did say mac and cheese on it. For those who have not been listening since the beginning, we call Chiesa cheese because of an autocorrect on a text message that Annika sent to us. So, and Alexis Mac Allister is Mac to us. So mac and cheese. I mean, it's
mac
a perfect
and
pairing.
Cheese. Yeah. Remember when we started hearing people call Mac Allister Maca, and we were like, it's just Mac.
Just Excuse me, you're wrong.
My friends call me Mac. Thank you.
Yeah.
What the Liverpool girlies say. It's canon, okay? But my player of the week is going to be Alisson Becker. That man was put to work so much today. Like you said, Molly-Ann, we saw him far too much in the first half. Like, far too much. I wonder how his brain is feeling because of the amount that he had to concentrate and what he has to do to prepare, but not always be utilized like that. He has to be primed. Like, keepers, I give them so much props. So, yeah, Alisson Becker is my player of the week. Annika,
Wonderful.
What about you?
My player of the week is Rio. We always try to shout out Rio any chance we get, but games like this where he's coming out, we are not in the best space, right? Like, he has a tough job ahead of him as such a young player, and especially in a game where there really hadn't been much, there wasn't much to build off of in terms of what was going on in our forward positions. And so seeing him get out there, and I feel like he really made such a big impact and was a total game changer. Also, the header that Hugo just didn't quite get in alignment, that was an assist from, it would have been an assist from Rio. And it was just a very well placed ball. And seeing Rio get more and more confident to just step in and start making things happen, even when the other players haven't really been able to figure it out yet, is fun to see and celebrate in him. So I was glad that he was able to be on the pitch to celebrate in that moment and to be a big part of fighting for this week's win. So
then to turn around and be so successful in the U21s the next day, like, he's involved in so much.
Yeah, Yeah. He is grinding. He's making it happen.
Yep. Well, that is all for this week's episode. We will be back here again next week, but until then, you'll never lack alone.